Preview.
You're listening to The Sizzle on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
You know who it is. You know what it is. It's The Sizzle in the building. Guess who's in the building? Jay Sizzle, Rich Sizzle, and I'm G Sizzle. We are in the building. We're here to talk about what just happened in Game 3, the reaction. We book it. It's been booked. It's been booked. It.
Hey, Rich. Hey, man, you know, it's amazing. Did they play Game 3 over again? That almost sounded like what? Yeah, it was almost like the other day when the WNBA was playing in the NBA. You remember
what? WNBA, that was right. And hey, big shout out though to Candace Parker getting on the cover of what's that? 2K. Big shout out. Yeah, that was
first woman, ain't she? First woman.
First woman.
Awesome. Yeah.
Well, hey,
we're gonna talk about Game 3 again. You know,
we could.
The Suns lost that one too.
Yeah, well, they lost both of them. So, I mean, we talked about it before. We talked about them not walking out of Milwaukee.
Again, we could probably do that if you want to do that.
But we're going to go to Game 4. But before we do that, we've got to remind you that if you have not liked, subscribed, and shared, please make sure to hit the button. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Make sure that you're following us to all of the new content. If you can't find us, please feel free to always look for us at Iron Skillet Sports. You can find us anywhere. If you're looking for us on podcasts, we're on every major platform. So all you have to do is look for Iron Skillet Sports. We are there for you. So yes, we're going to talk about Game 4 reaction. As you already know, Game 4 reaction is pretty much going to be like Game 3 reaction. But before we can do that, we always have to do what we come to do. And that's hit you with a hot 5. In 5. Listen here, Vladimir Guerrero homers as the AL blast the NL in the 2002-1 ML All-Star Game. The Toronto Blue Jays frontman is the first, can we say first Blue Jay in history to be named the All-Star MVP. He's also the youngest at 22 years old and 119 days for those who are counting. Also, he helped his legacy by being a part of a brother, son, brother, brother. He's family oriented. The Guerreros, I like saying it like that. The Guerreros, and the Griffies are the only two.
You said it like that.
They don't like me saying okay.
Am I my brother's keeper?
The Griffies.
The Guerreros joined Bobby Bonds and Barry Bonds, as well as Ken Griffey Jr. and Griffey Sr. as the only ones.
Junior. Where's
Junior? That's right. To be in the All-Star game and to be named MVPs. So also in that game, you know, you had Los Angeles two-way player Shohei Ohtani pick up the win, and White Sox closer Liam Hendricks earned a save. He saved the game and put it right there for you. And he also said some filth that everybody can listen to. It was great. How do you not know that you're hot mic'd? I don't know. That's weird, but we'll figure that out.
It's called a dump button.
Yeah, well, he had a lot of dump on his button.
Here.
Number 2 on the Hot 5 and 5 is Scottie Pippen, the Hall of Famer, the All-American, the one who wants you to know he's an Olympian. He is opening his house up to you so you can come, as he is making his house available, and it's an official Airbnb. Scottie Pippen wants you to come and rent his house.
Man, he's got to pay that rent, bro.
3-1.
It's hard out here for a pimp. You know?
For a 3-night stay.
Should have been talking crazy about that bourbon when you was talking crazy. I told you they're going to make him sit in the 400 section. He ain't going to be sitting there. They cut all his money off, bro.
So from August 2nd, from August 2nd to August 6th, you can rent out the house. Now, when you rent it out, you're going to get a special message from Scottie Pippen. But I want to read it to you very quickly. Scottie Pippen says, when you enter my home, you will step into sports history, finding Olympic game memorabilia as a U.S. Olympian, plus items from the USA team, the 2020 medal standing collection, and you can take one home with you. During your overnight stay, you and 3 guests. have the opportunity to watch the magic of the Olympic Games and competition on NBC's broadcast, and you get to channel your inner athlete in my indoor basketball court. So you have an opportunity to stay in Pip's house and get a virtual greeting from Pip. That's what you can do. Yep.
Wow. Wait. How much is what?
Does anybody see what's his house look like anyway?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's like a little mini mansion. It's got a full court, and you can see the court from bedrooms. It's nice. I think it's $92 per person in the package.
Oh, it's not
$92 per person. 92. That's it.
Yeah, to represent for the 92 team.
So when is he going to auction off his Olympic medal then?
Ooh,
it's coming, bro. Because if Scottie Pippen is renting his house off at $92 a person, it's hard time. He probably can't pay his NIPSCO bill.
You guys see where they auctioned off this Super Mario game for like $1.5 million? Yes. I know that's got to be going on in his head. Like, what can I get for this Olympic medal then?
Nothing. He's like, you can get nothing.
For $92, you can just take the Olympic medal home with you.
The Chicago Blackhawks, they've made a move. They sent Duncan Keith and his money. They sent them all. They say, here, take this. They sent him out. They traded him. He's gone. He's an Edmonton Oiler. And the Blackhawks got away with theftery. They have fleeced Edmonton, and they got away a great prospective player in Caleb Jones and a third-round pick. Now, here's the great thing about this. As you keep moving forward, you know now that you're getting rid of one of your franchise hallmark players from 2002, but there's something else. If you look at the money that Brent Seabrook and Andrew Shaw are owed, there's a possibility that the Blackhawks could make another move, and in that move, they may be able to pick up Caleb's older brother, Seth Jones, who's available through trade. And if not, there's also the possibility out there, there's Dougie Hamilton in the free agency who could get you where you need to go to get back on track. The Blackhawks making moves. All you got to do is stay away from their video trainers and you'll be okay.
Man,
wow.
Do you think that the league is going to punish them for this? I mean,
Wait, hold on. Hey, okay, let's ask some questions here, Rich. Have you ever seen these hockey players? I mean, have you ever really seen these guys? These are some of the fittest athletes in the world, and they're in a sport that they're allowed to fight with knives on their feet. You know what I'm saying? Do you honestly think some guy who's doing the video player was taking advantage of these players?
Absolutely. And I know, ain't enough physicality in the world gonna overwrite that infamous rite of passage.
Oh, when he said he wanted to put oil on your stick, I thought he meant the hockey stick.
Wow. Exactly why I never played hockey.
That's previous Mingo.
Oh, don't you start it. Don't you start.
Something about that oil. I don't know. Get away from it.
Team USA, after 2 embarrassing losses, finally came up with a win against Argentina. And guess who was at the center of it, gentlemen? Zach LaVine. He had 15 points and a sick poster dunk as he did the all over the Argentinians, and he sent them away, and they were Argentined. But here's something else to add with that, so you get it. Marko Semjanovic is coming to the Bulls. That's right, I said it, baby. You're going to get Semjanovic'd all over the place. You're going to get a 7-footer who can cut, who can slash, who can hit the outside J, and if he gets 2 or 3 more biscuits in him, he will be bigger probably than Zach LaVine. He's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
Hey, I would not be surprised if this USA basketball team gets bounced out early, like maybe even in the first round.
Everyone has to do their job. Do your job.
Did you see any parts of that second game?
I did. And that's your Hot 5 and 5 here on the Sizzle. Not brought to you by anybody yet, but it will be. Yes, it was a bad.
We gotta get work on that.
Did you see it? Did anybody see Okay, look, I'm just going to ask both of you. Are you at all excited about men's USA basketball? Oh, and add the fact that now Bradley Beal has the small package. He's on the
What do you mean by that, sir?
Oh, he is in the protocol.
Why are you being personal?
He is in the protocol. He's in the bad, naughty man protocol because he went and probably got his hair braided by a naughty, unvaccinated person. He didn't vax that thing up. That's what he did. He did not do that.
You know, look, man, USA basketball. I told y'all about Australia. I told y'all about these teams. They are not afraid of the United States. This is going to be an absolute fight for the USA to even medal. And I don't want to hear about it. You got some of the best players in the world, supposedly, playing right now for the USA, and you lose to Australia? Dude, they better go get LeBron and this new movie, Steph, and then they're going to have to go get all of them. The Brow. Everybody going to have to show up, man, because the USA could get bounced out of the tournament and not bring home a medal. That would be absolutely the worst defeat in sports ever if these pros go over here and don't come back with a medal. Absolutely.
Okay, well, I heard something.
It don't look good.
That was funny. Everybody was talking about maybe Bradley Beal will be back by the time they get ready to go to Tokyo. But then someone mentioned,
is it going to make a difference?
Does it even matter? Like, it's Bradley Beal. Hey, and you know who's coming? Guess what? You got Devin Booker coming to help and somebody. Oh, wait a minute. Who? No, I can't remember. It doesn't even matter who's coming. Is Devin Booker enough to help you win? That's the biggest question here. Does it really matter? Does it matter? It's Devin Booker and...
It shouldn't.
Yeah.
It shouldn't. And I'm like going, are you kidding? Are we really just waiting on Devin Booker and them to get there to save the day? That means, that we don't have a good enough team to go out here. I don't care if these guys had not practiced at all. They're not supposed to go out here and lose to Australia. They're
This
just
is
not supposed.
backyard basketball. Just toss it up there. Somebody grab it. Do what you do. Okay, move the ball around. Certain fundamentals of the game you don't need that much chemistry with. I mean, come on now. Louis Scola dropped 16 points on him, and I mean, you know,
I didn't even know he was still alive.
that is my point. You know, how you letting old has-beens that wasn't even really, you know, whatever. Speaking of them, I just remembered tomorrow's garbage night, but I'm sorry.
It's garbage night when you. It's garbage night. You got Kevin Love still being your big man in the middle.
Yeah. Well, you know what else was garbage?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Game 4, Suns Bucks, garbage. You know, the last time we talked about it, we did say in the review, I'm going to say we can call this booked.
How was that game garbage?
We booked it.
I thought this game was really good.
I booked it and told you that the Bucks were going to hold court and they were going to go back. This, my friends, from what we see now, what we've seen from Milwaukee, this is a 7-game series.
Ooh. Okay.
You know, okay. Here's the problem that the Suns are having. When did Chris Paul become a member of the Kentucky Generals or the Houston? Who that used to play against the Globetrotters? What team was that? That are like 702. When did he become the starting guard for them? How can we forget how to dribble the basketball? What is Chris? You know what? I think he got into that Space Jam movie and they took away all his basketball skills like they did with Muggsy Bogues. Remember that, the first Space Jam? And he couldn't dribble no more. Because at the end, did you just see him fall down? I fall down. I dribble the ball, I fall down. Nobody touched him. I just fall down.
I thought they were going to start playing Donnie McKirkland in the stadium because he just fell down, but he didn't get up. It was bad. I mean, this was a bad ending. And now you've given life to the Bucks to go in. And all the Bucks have to do is feel energized enough. They take one of those at homes. Okay. All right. So the Suns win, and then they come back, and the Bucks take it. Now you're in a game 7, and now everybody looks suspect.
Let's not go that far. They have to take a game in Phoenix to win this series. They have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Optimally, to game 5 is the game that you want to win, because you don't want to go back to a game 7 against your floor, where the odds are heavily stacked in the home court's favor. So game 5 is that must win for everybody. This is their game 7 pretty much right here. This will determine who wins.
Your biggest problem is you see right now, they wasted a 40-point performance from Devin Booker. They wasted it.
That's because Middleton also dropped 40. And that's their
I understand, but he can score 40 for you. He can, but when you get Drew Holiday going 4 for 20, you got to take advantage of that, because normally you have to have all 3 scoring for the Bucks to win. You have to have Giannis going, you have to have Holiday going, and you have to have Middleton going for them to win a close ball game. Now you have Booker going for 40, and you get Chris Paul. What was he, 4 for 12, 4 for 13? Kicking it up there with his left foot, couldn't dribble, throwing the ball to everybody but his own teammate. I don't know what's going on with Chris Paul, but they wasted this 40-point effort. I don't know if you're going to get another 40-point effort again from Devin Booker, because they're going to be on lockdown. And now Chris Paul has to come up and give you a 30-plus effort to win. The Suns might be in trouble right now.
Oh, the Suns are in trouble because they couldn't foul. Devin Booker couldn't foul himself out for all love nor money. He kept trying. He was like, would somebody please take me out the game? Nope. They wouldn't take him out. Not at all.
See, that was the problem right there with Phoenix. They had that game in the bag, and they let Devin Booker sit out too long. He had lost his rhythm. He lost his shooting touch, and just lost all control of the game. They don't put him back in the game until 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they sat him too long.
When Milwaukee is now mounting, and now they have all the rhythm. That was
But they
burner point. I understand he had 5 fouls. I got all that. But I mean, great players figure it out. Great players figure it out.
Well, he had 8 fouls actually. And and they were up 9 points. Up 9, and they just gave up the ghost. And Devin Booker was out there. He looked like Bruce Lee at the start of Enter the Dragon. He was up there hacking and whacking people. And
well, it's funny. I just thought about when you said he's out of rhythm. For some reason in my head, I got barrage stuck in my mind. And I was like, "Yeah, in the rhythm of the night." And that's about what it was happening.
Don't do him just because he light skinned. I know where you're going with this.
Oh, I wasn't going there with it, but he was angry light skinned when he walked off the court. Him was mad when he walked off the court.
And he should be.
He should have been. He should have been that Cliff Paul was playing, that DeAndre Ayton has not combed his hair since the beginning of the playoffs, and nobody else on the Suns can score. It is a terrible thing. Terrible.
You cannot blame DeAndre Ayton for anything. He was a presence. He was blocking shots, grabbing rebounds.
Yeah.
He's not there to score like that. Yeah, give him the ball. Yeah, get about 10, 12 points or whatever else like that. But his job is the intimidator, and he did his job.
You know who was the greater intimidator? Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis, BP, are you with me? Bobby Portis was slapping people's mamas. He was out there kissing ladies and slapping babies. Bobby Portis was doing the thing.
Bobby Portis is out there in the game like old boy on that one movie. He's just got the pistol just like stuck right there in his tucked away. I mean, I wouldn't want to be around him either.
Yeah, Bobby Portis is that scary dude. You know, he looked like a 1970s gangster. You ain't put my money in the jar? Oh. What you gonna do, Frank? Shoot me right here in broad daylight? That look like what something Bobby Portis would say.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna tell you who got shot. All of the Phoenix Suns, everybody got shot. And all them people who campaign. Oh, he's the greatest person. Yeah, okay. He's the greatest person sitting on the bench right now. This game was terrible. It was horrible. It was terrible. I was imagining that's what Charles Barkley was saying.
And despite all that, they only lost by 6 points. It should have been a bigger loss than that, to be honest with you. They lost that game on their own. There is no Milwaukee won that game. Phoenix lost that
Absolutely. And the whole issue was Chris Paul lost that game. Let's put the blame where the blame needs to go. Chris Paul lost that basketball game. He let Drew Holiday take him out of his game completely. Drew was picking him up at 94 feet, beating up Chris Paul. He looked like Cliff Paul coming down there. And guess what? That guy, the red jacket, what's his name? What's the guy? Jake didn't come out and help.
Or Alfonso.
I don't care. They should have had Sabrina Ionesco out there. They could have had Candace Parker out there. They need somebody to help them. I'm just telling you right now, hey, Candace, I'm just saying that this is a travesty to all Suns fans. I don't know any of them, but if I did, this is a travesty.
This was a game they should have won. Absolutely, they should have won this game, and they should have won this game going away. Giannis only had 26 points. Giannis couldn't even breathe at the start of the game. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's got undercover something and he's not telling nobody, but literally he gets on the court and can't run up and down the court in the first.
Does he have the small package?
The Delta.
You don't know.
Does he have the Bradley Beal? Baby.
He don't look good, and he was taking a deep breath now. I don't know what they did at halftime to get him back out there, but he looking like a guy who's super fatigued right now. We know what that means.
He looked tired, but honestly, Chris Paul looked tired too.
Chris Paul looked like he had the old package. He had the old package. That's why I hate Chris Paul. I like Chris. I love Cliff Paul.
The problem is with Chris. The problem is with Chris Paul is that this is your only chance to win a championship.
Well, you need to tell him that
you ain't gonna get no chance.
You need to tell him that before
and you can't
LeBron
go out
comes
here.
back.
You can't go out here and not be able to run this pick and roll better than what you. I know Drew Holiday's on you, but you are the point guard, and I was believing that you were the best point guard that we've seen in a while, and all of a sudden now you can't dribble a basketball.
Yeah,
unless he's hurt, and we just don't know. Unless he just can't use that right hand, which is a real possibility. Because that play when he just dribbled the ball looked like he didn't even have no feeling in his hand. He was just like slapping at the ball like this, and the ball was just going somewhere else. So I don't know. Maybe Chris Paul is a lot more hurt than what we think he is.
I've been watching the qualifier games, and Thomas Satoransky is a better point guard at this point.
Ouch! No, don't disrespect. Chris Paul like that, man. But I'm gonna tell you something though. This is where this generation of basketball fails, in my opinion. A lot of these guys have it in their mind that they can take a night off, even in the finals. You've seen it in this era. Ask yourself ask Reggie Miller what happened when you take a night off. Ask John Starks what happened when you take a night off.
You end up living in Wendy's.
John Starks was just afraid of some free throws. I mean, I don't know if you've ever stood 15 feet from a basket 10 feet high, but you'd be afraid too.
I wouldn't be afraid. I wouldn't be afraid at all because I can't make a free throw anyway. So it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna do what I do with mine. Like, that's
get out of here. You're getting paid millions of dollars to shoot a free throw. You do it 1,000 times a day. I don't want to hear that mess. Get out of here.
Well, Shaquille O'Neal does not make three. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay, but he made millions of dollars doing something else. All right. I mean,
yes, being the big Aristotle.
That's fine. You don't get paid to shoot the ball. When you're that big. I'm just saying.
You should be able to shoot the ball.
You should be with all that repetition and practice, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. You're still look what they did. They had the Shaq rules, hack a Shaq. They just like, okay, we're not doing that no more.
It's a hack of Giannis, but the issue is that the Phoenix Suns, who is going to step up now? Because you have Booker give you 40, so that you're not getting that again. Chris Paul, I think Chris Paul has ran out of gas. I don't think he got no more left. I think that was it. So now you got campaign now. Is this who we gonna bring in that campaign?
Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson for 35 points. Book it. I said it. Cam Johnson.
Hey.
Book it. They're going back to Phoenix with that L, and it's tied up, and they have to win Game 5, as Rich said, or this is going to be a very short season.
Done in 6. But on the other side of the ball, the ultimate X factor, in my opinion, is Middleton. When he is on, the Bucks are unbeatable. Just like the only reason, like we said, that they lost that game, fair point, Phoenix didn't come to play. There are other players, like you said, no one stepped up. No Craig, no Bridges, none of them, like they have in the past. But when Middleton's on, when he's hitting, they're unstoppable.
I'm gonna tell you who else is a big factor for the Bucks, and if he gets going, that's egg all over Chicago's face. Is Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis might have a big game coming up pretty soon.
BP, are you with me?
Because he has been getting close. He hasn't been shooting high enough volume yet to have a big breakout. But I think at some point in time, he's going to, because I think Giannis is a little more gassed than what we think he is. And those breaks are going to start coming longer now because they're not in a must-win situation. Tonight was a must-win. Game 5 is not a must-win. And so you might see him not play as many minutes if they can keep the game close. And now you're looking at a Bobby Portis who might play essential minutes. And if he can get off and give you 25, like you said, Greg, this series could be over in 6. And
I totally disagree. This is a must-win for both teams. Whoever wins Game 5 is gonna be the loser's gonna be in trouble. If Phoenix wins Game 5, then they understand that Milwaukee can't beat them at home. So that gives them momentum to, like you said, if I've got a problem with Chris Paul or something like that going into a hostile Game 6 in Milwaukee, we can rest them up because we're always going to win on our home floor. And Milwaukee will know that. They will come into that game like, man, we can't beat them at home. They can beat us, da-da-da-da. But on the other end of that, they have to win at home. And then with Milwaukee, they know this. Like, okay, we beat them here. We go back home. We're done with this series. This is a must-win for both teams.
I'm beginning to feel this is going to be a lot like what we were saying about Brooklyn and Milwaukee. And nobody thought
there was injuries there.
Yeah, but nobody thought they were going to win in Brooklyn. Even with the injuries, you thought Game 7, that was it. You thought, book it, Game 7 was the end for the deer. But now people are fearing the deer.
Game 6, it should have been over if it wasn't for about 2 inches. I mean, he was just gassed out. But have the Bucks found the recipe for beating the Suns? I think maybe they have. I think Devin Booker got off tonight for 40. If we go and attack Devin Booker like they did the night before in Game 3 and make Chris Paul be Chris Paul, and we see that possibly Chris Paul don't have it, you might look at this might be another blowout. You saw Devin Booker today go for 40 and they still lost. Now we go over it, really concentrate on Devin Booker. We see maybe Chris Paul is not enough, because I can say the Suns can win without Chris Paul, but I don't believe the Suns can win without Devin Booker. If you have Devin Booker go out there and give you a 16-point night or something like that, I see the big L coming for the Suns.
I agree kind of with that, but I'll also, like I said, Phoenix did not shoot well today. And it wasn't because of the high pressure that Milwaukee was putting on them on defense. They were just missing shots. They find their rhythm, and we're looking at another team that just can't be stopped. Case point, Game 2. That was a game that Milwaukee came in with high energy, and Phoenix just shot them out of the building.
Yeah, but this ain't the Warriors, though. This ain't the Warriors, though, where you have the 2 best shooters in the world in your backcourt, where you can just call on them and they can fire it up. This is Devin Booker and company out here trying to shoot lights out like they need to shoot lights out, and we just don't know. Maybe with this extended pressure that they're getting right now from the Bucks, this bodying up pressure that's taking away their legs, it's very possible that they're coming up short and they don't get the opportunity to light it up like they did. I mean, this series now has become this was the most physical game we've seen in the series yet to date. I mean,
like I said, game 2, they were pretty physical too. They had open opportunities to make shots all game, and they were making them. Just the fourth quarter, ran out of gas. They let Booker sit down too long, and they weren't capitalizing on transition points like they should have.
Well, let's transition to something quickly before we walk out the door. Reports are there's a rumor, since we just talked about Golden State, and we're talking about somebody transitioning who sat out a little bit long. Looks like your man, Kawhi Leonard, says, I may not mind playing in Golden State.
Yeah, well,
Sizzle or fizzle. Sizzle or fizzle, gentlemen. Are we looking at a Kawhi Leonard as a Warrior next season?
He definitely don't have enough over here with Paul George. We've seen that already. That ship is passed. That ain't going nowhere.
Didn't he get done having surgery with a partial ACL tear?
Mm-hmm.
How long is that going to take him out for?
To this time next year.
Yeah, we're not. I'm not. Nah.
Okay. Well,
not worried. Not bothered. Not in the least bit. I think Golden State has already put out there that they are exercising options to get another big name.
Mm-hmm.
Damian Lillard. I've heard that.
Man, that would be wrong.
I heard that too. Where are you gonna play all these guards?
That'd be tough.
What are you
Damian
gonna
Lillard
do?
and that'd be tough out there.
Well, Clay would have to move over to the small forward position.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, let's see how that works. No.
Point guard then.
Does it matter?
They have no point guard. They're ubiquitous.
Does it matter? I think you probably keep Steph at the point guard and let Damian move to the 2 guard.
You would make. I know you put Green at the point guard. You make him a point forward.
Oh man, if you're going for gold, just let Wiseman play point then.
You never know.
Hey, it might be better than what you get right there. Wiseman could play the point, and then he wouldn't have to do anything else. So, you know who it is. You know what it is. It's the Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio, Iron Skillet Television. This is the hottest sports talk anywhere. And if you have not liked, subscribed, and shared, please feel free to do so. Make sure that you're leaving something in the comment section. Make sure you're telling us what you want to see, what you want to hear, what you love. Tell us right now in the comment section. We command it of you. Now, I just made you do it. I put the Woogie on you, and now you have to go down there and you have to type up that I love Rich Sizzle, I love J Sizzle, and G Sizzle. You can write that. You can write that right down there.
Wow. How do you spell that?
Spell it. Yes.
Yeah.
Put that there. So you know what it is. You know who it is. He's J Sizzle. He's Rich Sizzle. I'm G Sizzle. And we will see you, my friend, on the other side.
Make sure that you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Iron Skillet Sports. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to Iron Skillet Sports on YouTube at Iron Skillet Sports.